What is going on, YouTube? Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. In this video, I will be talking to you about everything that I love about entrepreneurship. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Tamara. I started my entrepreneurship journey 4 years ago and I never looked back because I am absolutely in love with entrepreneurship. Today, I want to tell you all of the reasons why, because I know a lot of people watching me on my channel are new entrepreneurs, and sometimes entrepreneurship can get lonely, confusing, overwhelming, stressful. But for the most part, I love it and I want to share with you why, and I want to share with you my experience the last 4 years. So the very first reason why I love entrepreneurship is that I get to do everything on my own terms, meaning I set all of the rules, I make all of the decisions, and I do not get told what to do. This to me is huge because growing up, I absolutely hated being told what to do. I don't know where that came from. I just knew that even when I was a toddler, my parents used to tell me that I was a pretty bad child. And in high school, I was pretty rebellious. And it's because I never liked getting told what to do. I barely graduated high school. I did graduate, but with very low grades. I never went to college. And I think it's because I just didn't like it when people were always telling me you should be doing that, your homework is due on that day, you need to be doing that. It was just a lot of you should be doing, and if you don't do it, here are the consequences, and that is not something that I can deal with. However, I did get a 9-to-5 job in my 20s, and I did that for over 9 years. I don't know how I lasted that long. For those of you who have been following me, you know I talk about this topic a lot, how I got fired from so many jobs the last 4 years. And I really believe it's because I was just not meant to work for someone else, because I was not meant to be told what to do. Now, a lot of new entrepreneurs struggle with this because they don't know how to set rules or make decisions on their own terms. And I was the exact same way the first year in my entrepreneurship journey. I didn't really know what to do. I didn't have much direction. I didn't even have a mentor, but then I noticed the more work and time I put into my passion, into my Amazon FBA business, that's how I started my entrepreneurship journey, the more I started to realize that there's a lot to do every single day. And then I learned to prioritize all of my duties, set my own schedule, and then I became my own boss, and now I have a team of 11 people that work for my company. So it's absolutely crazy when I look back and think about doing things on my own terms, because if I never did that, I would probably be stuck working for someone else. The second thing that I love the most about entrepreneurship is that I am the driver. Now, being the driver in my perspective is teaching everyone on my team what to do, doing the training, doing the guiding, doing the support. However, I set my team and my company up in a way where I don't have to directly talk to each and every single person every single day. So there may be one person below me and that person will talk to the other one below them. But I'm not constantly talking to every single person every single day, or I would probably never get anything done in my business. And that would drive me honestly a little insane. But I am the driver, and I have a love-hate relationship with being the driver. Sometimes I love to drive. I like to make decisions. I am very into structuring my business and thinking about strategy and the growth of my business and making all of these important decisions that can make or break my business. And I have a love-hate relationship with that because some days I feel so overwhelmed and stressed out with one little decision that I don't want to be the main driver. But overall, I enjoy being the main driver because you guessed it, I am doing things on my own terms. Now, truthfully, I never even wanted to be the driver of my company, but somehow that opportunity landed in my lap. So I started my YouTube channel a few years ago because I had a lot of people following me on Facebook because I was always teaching and posting about Amazon FBA, and then people were like, well, why don't you just start a YouTube channel because you're so good at this business? So that's exactly what I did. And then all of these other things happened and my business suddenly blew up. My Amazon business blew up, my coaching business blew up. And then I found myself to be the main driver of everything. And as my business kept growing and making more revenue, I noticed that I needed more help. So I hired people to help me with certain things in my business. And then I started giving them direction and guidance and training, and then I became the main driver. So being the CEO and being the main driver of my company was something that I never even thought I would do. And I really think that the universe decided this for me because everything just kind of worked out. So I am the driver in my company, and that is one of the reasons why I love entrepreneurship. Number 3 is that people look up to me. Now, growing up, I had such a rough childhood. I had such a rough time in high school that I was always surrounding myself with the wrong people, and nobody ever used to look up to me. And I don't blame them because I made a lot of bad decisions in my life. Just like you, I have made a ton of mistakes in my life. And I'm not perfect, but I learned from all of my mistakes. I learned from all of the time that I wasted. And everything that I've built the last 4 years, I started noticing that people in my life actually look up to me. What do you know? And I noticed that the more success that I have achieved, more people automatically wanted to become my friend and they wanted to pick my brain. And sometimes I do make the time, but most of the times I don't. Because a lot of the times being this public person on YouTube, I get a lot of random messages from people I don't know asking me to meet up and have coffee. And if I were to do that, then I would not have the growth that I have in my business. I would just literally be meeting up with different people every single day to talk about God knows what. So I do appreciate people looking up to me and asking me for advice. I am always open to giving tips and advice, but I don't think I know everything. I think there's so much about me that I can still learn, and there's so many other ways to still grow that I feel like a baby. However, there are people who haven't reached this level of success and they would come to me for questions. So I do like people looking up to me in entrepreneurship, but at the same time, it can get a little stressful. I do think it's nice that people take my opinions, suggestions, and advice seriously because everything that I tell my audience is exactly what I did in my business. I grew my business from $0 to multiple 7 figures now every single year, and that's not easy for the average person. So with people looking up to me, I do like it in entrepreneurship because there's a lot of people that I look up to as well, and I see this just as exchanging knowledge and providing value to people that we surround ourselves with. 4th reason why I absolutely love entrepreneurship is that I have a choice. Look, if I don't want to work today, I don't have to work today. If I don't want to make this YouTube video for you right now, I can walk away. If I don't want to do something, I have every right to say no, and no one's going to give me shit for saying no. And that to me is just so important. And I think that a lot of people should have a choice in what they want to do. A lot of people that work a regular 9-to-5 job, they tell me all the time, Tamara, I just don't have a choice because I have bills to pay. I have children. I have a family. I have card payments. I have mortgage. I have rent. And I get it. And sometimes I feel bad because in the back of my head, I've always been that person that has always thought you have a choice. At the end of the day, I really do believe that you have a choice. Now, is that choice going to be very hard to make if you were to adjust your life and take on entrepreneurship? Of course, but nothing worth having in life comes easy. So this is why I love entrepreneurship. I just feel like everything that I do, I have a choice, and nobody is forcing me to do things that I don't want to do. And having a choice also means having total freedom. If I were to eat at a restaurant, I don't really have to look at the price of what I'm eating because I have a choice now. I am the one that gets to decide on the amount of money that I want to make every year. And as long as I put in the hard work and the hours and earn that money, I have a choice to decide where I want to eat, what I want to order off the menu. Whereas for people who are not entrepreneurs and they are kind of stuck at a dead-end job being unhappy, they feel like they don't have a choice. And that is absolutely the worst feeling in the world. So if that is you, where you feel like you just don't have a choice in life, remember, you do. But it takes a lot of courage to actually change that perspective, make the right decision, and end up with you having a choice. So just remember, guys, at the end of the day, you will always have a choice. If you do feel like you are very stuck at your job and you are just working a job to get paid and to provide food on the table, a roof over your head, you should probably be thinking elsewhere and learn other ways to make money. Which brings me to a free training that I have for you. So when I first started my entrepreneurship journey, I did Amazon FBA. I have a free training for you guys if you want to get started with Amazon FBA, to source the right products to sell on Amazon and to make money from Amazon. All you need to do is click on the free training link in the YouTube description below. Enter your name, enter your email address to get my free webinar training where you will learn this entire business model. Amazon FBA is what I started with when I started becoming an entrepreneur, and I made a lot of money from it, and I absolutely love it. So make sure you get my free training to learn more and watch to the very end, because if you watch to the very end of the webinar, you will be qualified to book a free one-on-one call with my team, and we will teach you all about this Amazon FBA business model. The biggest and last thing that I love about entrepreneurship is that I get to decide how much I want to get paid. So imagine yourself at your job. Maybe your salary is $50,000 a year, or maybe it's $70,000 a year. Well, guess what? You are probably not going to get a huge raise the next year because your income level is capped. But if you are an entrepreneur running your own business and doing everything your way, then you get to decide how much money you want to make. When I first started my entrepreneurship journey, I told myself, oh my gosh, it will be so amazing if I made $100,000 per year, because before I was only making $40,000 to $50,000 per year before taxes, and that to me was absolutely peanuts. So I told myself, hey, once I reach like six figures, $100,000 a year, I will be extremely happy. And I'm very fortunate and happy that I've reached that goal years ago. And now I make seven figures every single year through my online businesses. So the sky's the limit. And it's not even really about money for me anymore. Like, obviously I love money. Money is good. Money gives me freedom and choice. But at the end of the day, I just like the fact that I am the one that gets to decide how much I pay myself. I am the one that gets to decide how much money I want to make for the next year and the next year and the next years to come. It just really depends on how much effort and time I am putting into my business. And it depends on how I'm structuring my business, training my staff, everything else. I am in control. So it's about being in control of how much I get paid every single year. Imagine that. Now, if you are someone that is working a job right now that you absolutely hate because you are not making enough money, or you are not fulfilled, you are not happy, just remember that you have a choice. You can do things on your own term, and you can decide how much money you will get paid the next year. You just have to have the courage to make these changes in your life, because no one else can do it except you. I hope you guys enjoyed this YouTube video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section below. Help me give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next YouTube video.